Michelle with Pink and Maine, and today we're going to have fun with flocking. I get a lot of questions asking, what is the flock? Flock is tiny little fibers. They're dyed in different colors. We have a full rainbow of assorted colors, and it just needs something sticky to adhere to. So you can adhere it to glue, you can use our adhesive sheets, it'll stick down. You can use our easy tear tape, the double-sided tape, it's really strong adhesive. And whatever you adhere it to, it makes it fuzzy, almost like velvet or a soft teddy bear. Adds such a fun texture to your cards and other projects. So let's jump right in with our first card. I'm making an A2 size card, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. I've cut out some paper with our diagonal cover dies. So this die comes with an outer piece that cuts with this fun little bumpy or cloudy edged rectangle. And there's an inner stitch line there. It's a little difficult to see with the glitter paper. And I'm going to adhere that down to the card front. So now that I have this glued down to the card front, I'm going to move our card base aside. The other die that's on the diagonal cover dies is this smaller rectangle that'll fit inside that little cloudy frame, and it cuts diagonal stripes. So I've cut a piece of white cardstock, and on top of that white cardstock, I added our adhesive sheets. So the top of these stripes will be sticky when I peel the backing away. And just to keep them together, I taped them on the back. I just wanted to keep the stripes together to make it a little easier. We're going to add some flocking to these diagonal stripes. So I peeled the backing away to expose the first stripe of adhesive. And we're going to do these in rainbow colors. So I have Santa's hat, which is a beautiful red. And we're just going to dump that generously onto that adhesive. I'm just going to kind of press it down, rub it in with my fingers so it gets fully covered. I tap off any excess, and now I have a fuzzy red stripe right there. So much fun. I'm doing this over a sheet of just plain copy paper so I can keep all my flock in one place and then add the excess back to the jar. I'm ready to peel the release paper off the second stripe, and this time we're going to use Monarch, which is a really pretty orange. And again, I'm just going to dump it generously on that adhesive and press it in. Don't worry about the red. You've already got plenty of that sticking to the adhesive, that you shouldn't get too much transfer of the orange on there. Now we have a red stripe and an orange stripe, and I'm going to clean up our orange flock. We're using Chickadee this time, just nice bright yellow. Let's peel back the release paper and again, dump it on, rub it in. Here's our panel so far. This is looking good. Now we're using AstroTurf. Gonna add a little green to our rainbow. Next, I'm gonna add our bright turquoise blue, which is called Fuzzy Monster. Next, we're going to add some purple, which we call Royal Robe. Last but certainly not least, we're going to add some hot pink, which we call Fuzzy Mittens. So check out our fun diagonal stripe piece. If you could feel this through your screen, it feels so cool. It just adds that fuzzy look and texture. So much fun. So we're going to adhere this down to our little glitter frame. Here's our card so far. I love the look of the glitter against this soft fuzzy panel here. So much texture going on. And just add a bit more sparkle to the card. I've cut out with our zigzag circle dies a piece of our holographic cardstock, and I've cut 2 sides of the circle off because I want to put it along the side of the panel but look like it's going off the edge. So we cut that there because I'm going to put our sentiment going across. So I'm going to glue this down. And if you're gluing something to the flock, you want to use like a good strong liquid adhesive like our Easy Squeeze craft glue because it's really going to sink in and hold to those fibers. On our holographic piece, I've stamped and colored and die cut the unicorn head from our Unicorn Wishes stamp set. And to go along with our rainbow colors, I colored the mane in all the rainbow colors. Thought that was fun. And from that stamp set, I stamped the sentiment, "Have a magical day," and we'll just glue that down below. And here's our finished card. I love all the sparkle and shine along with that fuzzy texture from the flock. It just makes for a really fun card that anyone would love to receive. For our next card, we're making a Slimline card, and I'm using one of our pre-cut and scored Slimline card bases. They are cut to a size when you fold it, it's 8.5 by 3.5, and it's scored perfectly in the middle, so you always get that perfect fold. And for this card, I've already done the flocking for us. I cut out our leafy Slimline die. Again, I put an adhesive sheet over the top of it, and I created this ombre look just by pouring the different flocking powders in different areas, and they kind of overlap and go together. So when I was pouring the flock over the adhesive, I would pour one color first. So I poured the brown, and I said, okay, I'm going to pour it here and here. And then I tap that off and clean it up. And then I go to the next color. I poured the orange. I put it here and here. And then the yellow after you clean up the orange, so that you get this nice ombre effect where they just kind of blend together when you just roughly pour it and then clean it up. So we're going to glue this down to our card base. So here's our card so far. I love the look of those different colors going together on the leaves. It's a perfect fall card. It goes together fairly simply and quickly. And then I've taken the sentiment Happy Fall. Now this die is part of our Autumn Blessings Slimline die set. I've cut it out of our gold foil cardstock and then just backed it with some black cardstock behind it to make that sentiment pop. And I'm just going to adhere that down in the corner. And here is our finished Slimline card with those fall leaves and the flocking that makes them fuzzy. This is a really nice card. We're going to make another A2 size card. I've already done the flocking again on this one. So I die cut with our Stitch Rectangle dies a panel that's just a little smaller than our A2 size card. I took our glossy gel. I used our Rainbow Fun stencil, and I just spread the gel over the stencil. So I got this rainbow pattern. And then I took, just like in the first card, you pour each color individually and then clean it up. But they do go together so nicely. You get that blended effect from one color to the next when you just pour them like that, and they blend nicely together. So I got this really fun rainbow background with all the rainbow colors, and it was super easy to do. So the flocking will stick to our glossy gel when it's wet. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this panel down to our card front. Now we have our fuzzy rainbow on the front of our card. We're going to put our other pieces together. With that zigzag circle die, I've cut another piece of fun, sparkly holographic cardstock that I'm going to glue to the card. And then we're going to glue down another unicorn from the Unicorn Wishes set. We have a rainbow friend die that does a fun rainbow image inside of a circle, but it also comes with this friend die with the shadow. So I've cut the shadow for the word friend out of the holographic cardstock, and I've cut friend out of just some black cardstock. I've put an adhesive sheet on the back of it, so it'll be really simple to adhere. I'm just going to peel away the release paper and glue it down. Now we have our friend sentiment. I love how the top of the R is the dot for the I. It's just one less little tiny piece to keep up with. So let's glue our pieces down to the card. And one final piece from the Unicorn Wishes stamp set, I stamped and cut out, "You Make Life Sparkle." And here's our finished card. Again, I love that shine of the holographic paper against this soft, fuzzy rainbow. So cool. I'm gonna make an A2 size card this time with some craft paper for our card base. And this is gonna go together super simple and quick. I'm using our Puppy Love stamp set for the image. I've already die cut a piece that's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I've used our Scattered Hearts stencil. And again, I spread the glossy gel over it. I sprinkled our cotton candy flock. So they're nice and soft and fuzzy. Gives you nice texture. I've got a piece of craft cardstock with a piece of white cardstock on top, but I've put an adhesive sheet on top of this white cardstock because I'm going to add some more of that cotton candy flock just to add a little stripe down the side of the card and give a spot for our puppy dog to sit on the card. And I've got our cotton candy flock. Now this looks a lot like cotton candy, but don't eat it. It does not taste sweet. I'm just going to generously dump it on there. We're just going to rub that in. If you see little areas that you think could use a little bit more color and flock, just pick up a pinch and put it on there and rub it in real good. Now we're going to glue our card together. Now we're going to glue our stripe of craft cardstock and pink flock towards the bottom of the card. Glue our puppy dog, look, peeking over the heart right there. And then I could have put a couple of bones down in this area just to balance out the card. Here's our finished card. It's sweet and simple, but again, you've got all this texture from that fuzzy flock. Makes it super fun. We're going to make a mini Slimline card, and it's going to be a Christmas card. I've got some of our glitter paper cut out, some paper from our Be Merry paper pad. I've cut another one of those zigzag circles and cut the edge off there so it fits on just so. I've got some sentiments from our Dear Friend stamp set, and I've also cut and die cut the adorable little deer here. So let's glue down some of the pieces to the front of our card. So here's our card so far. And now we're going to use some flock. We are going to flock our adorable little deer here and make him fuzzy. So we're going to use our Easy Squeeze craft glue. I've got cashmere, teddy bear, and cotton candy flock ready. Cashmere is a light tan, and teddy bear is a nice dark brown. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little layer of glue on his antlers. And with the tip on our Easy Squeeze craft glue, you can get down in those small areas very easily. So I'm going to add just a thin layer of glue where I want to put the cashmere flock. So the flock works really well with the glue also. So we're just going to dump some flock on his antlers just like that. And then I'm not going to rub it in, but I'm going to lightly tap. Just kind of lightly tap that flock into the glue. You don't want to rub it because the glue is wet, so you'll smear the flock into other areas where you don't want it. But if you just lightly tap it in, look at that. Now he has fuzzy antlers. And I don't want to rub it until that glue dries because you'll smear it. The glue is wet. But look at that. Isn't that fun? So we're going to do that for the whole deer. Since we have the cashmere out, I'm going to go ahead and do the lighter part of his body where I've colored that light tan. I'm just going to lay a thin layer of glue going around that light tan area. And again, I'm just going to dump that flock on him. Whoop, there we go. Nice and thick, it's okay. And then just lightly tap it on. And then gently tap the back to get it off. There we go, he's getting fuzzy. Now, his little eyes are in there and they're covered with the flock. So I'm going to take our reverse tweezers. I'm going to take that little pointy tip and I'm just going to rub the flock away from the eyes. And there you go. Now you can see his little eyes there. Now we're done with the cashmere. We can move on to the next color. We're going to do the teddy bear color next. Right, and we'll just dump the teddy bear flock on him. And we'll gently tap it into the glue. Tap the back and look how cute he's looking. It's all fuzzy. Last but not least, we are going to fill in those little pink cheeks and the little pink insides of his ears with some cotton candy. And here is our adorable little fuzzy deer. I can take my tweezers again and I can just kind of touch up a couple little areas to get the pink just where I want it. Because I was filling in such a small area, I can move that wet glue with the flock around just a tad and get it just the way you want it. Now we're ready to glue our fuzzy deer down along with our sentiments. So I'm going to put the Merry Christmas up on the top, our little deer, and then to a dear friend. So say Merry Christmas to a dear friend. And there's our finished mini Slimline card with our adorable fuzzy little deer. So now I know you're thinking of all the little animal and critter stamps and dies that you have, that you can make them be fuzzy, have fur. How much fun is that? I cut out the other die that's in the Rainbow Friend dies, and it might be difficult to see on the video because it's just cut on white cardstock with an adhesive sheet over the top of it. But it's a rainbow with clouds and a sun and a little bumpy, cloudy border that goes around the edge. First things first is we're going to put this die cut stitched rectangle piece on the front of our card. And I'm leaving it white just so that our rainbow die will pop off the card. I've run it through my die cut machine with our rainbow embossing folder. So it's got this fun three-dimensional raised rainbow background. Now I have our 2 white on white card bases ready to go. We'll put those aside and we'll work on our die cut pieces. I've cut out the shadow to the word friend as part of the dies. In just white cardstock, I've put an adhesive sheet on the back. So when I peel these up, they're just like stickers, so they're gonna stick down to our card. And then I've cut the word friend to go on top of that out of our holographic cardstock. So it makes it a little extra sparkly. So I'm just gonna glue these down. So now we have our friend dies ready for our 2 cards. We have our card bases ready. So let's start on those rainbows. So I cut out 2 of these, and as I mentioned, I have adhesive sheets actually on the back and front of this. So it becomes like a big sticker when I'm done, and that makes it easy to adhere to the card. So when I pull away the backing to the adhesive sheet, it's sticky on the top as well. So when you're cutting that many layers, so I have adhesive sheet on the front and back, and cardstock in the middle, you're probably gonna have to run it through the die cut machine a couple times to get it to cut through all of the layers. But what's nice is it didn't cut all the way through the back layer, and that's perfectly fine because that's just the backing to the adhesive sheet. This is still gonna pull away like a giant sticker. So far in this video, we've used our regular flocks, which is just the flocking fibers in different colors. But we also have flocks with glitter in them, and we call those our sparkling flock. So I just want to take a moment to plan out which colors I'm going to put where on our rainbow. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet for our rainbow. We've got the sun, which has 2 layers. We've got the sky. We've got the clouds. We have an outer ring, just a decorative ring there. And then we have our outermost layer, which is this little cloudy border. I'm going to start with the darkest color and go from there. I'm going to use our reverse tweezers just to help me peel away the release paper from the adhesive sheets. It's really not difficult at all, but to get into some of these smaller little areas, it is a little bit easier with the tweezers. So we're going to use Sparkling Royal Robe first. And that is purple flock with purple glitter that matches perfectly. We're just going to dump that onto the spot where we need it. We're going to rub it into that adhesive sheet. Next, I'm going to use our bright teal, which is Sparkling Fuzzy Monster. Here's what we have so far with our rainbow. We've got the blue and purple. And I'm just going to continue adding our different sparkling flocks to all parts of the die cut. sparkling astroturf is next. What if they put sparkling astroturf on all the golf courses? Wouldn't that be fun? So I did our orange and our yellow, and I didn't clean the orange up before I did the yellow because I thought for the sun, I thought let me do a little experiment and let me just mix some of the sparkling monarch with the sparkling chickadee and see if we get a yellow-orange tone that's in between the two so the sun looks a little different color than the colors in the rainbow. So I'm just going to mix these up real well, and then we're going to apply it to the sun. Yeah, then when I added it to the sun, we've got a little bit of yellow and a little bit of orange. I like that. And don't forget to get a little baggie or an empty jar to save this color because you've created your own color. And our last color to add is our sparkling cottontail, which is a beautiful white with an iridescent glitter in it. It's perfect for clouds, for snow, for anything white or sparkly white. So let's go ahead and add that to our clouds. So here are our two die pieces from that Rainbow Friend dies. I think these came out absolutely gorgeous. If you could see in person, they are sparkly, yet they have that fuzzy texture. So much fun. I'm going to carefully peel up our die cut piece. It worked out perfectly. It cut through all the layers of adhesive and the cardstock in between, and I'm able to peel it up like a sticker carefully and stick it down to the card. I did the same thing with the friend die. I cut it with that adhesive sheet at the back so I can easily peel that cardstock up and then just stick it down like a sticker. Oh, that makes life so easy. I love the look of the white on white with these different layers of white cardstock. And then we've got this die up here that's sparkly and got texture to it. These are really fun cards. And here are 2 cards. I can't wait to send these to my friends. I love these. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed all these fun cards we've made with the Pink and Main flock and the sparkling flocks. You can check them out at pinkandmain.com or ask your local retailer. Until next time, my friends, keep living the creative life.